Hi, this is James of Megalife 21, the hardest hitting internet talk radio station on the planet, and I am here at the Newsletter Censored Research Center in northeastern New Jersey, and this is the second video from the first video, continuation of more horrible healthcare reform news, and this involved a letter that I read on video, which came from a friend forwarded to me about a woman who has a brain tumor who just kept on getting denials of proper coverage for her treatments and her pain from Cigna insurance company, and denial after denial, despite the fact that she pays $753.47 a month in insurance premiums. So we were discussing, myself and the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman were discussing before in the first video about the whole situation that
these companies have on their staff a person to deny claims so that it doesn't interfere with their profit.
Their sole purpose is to deny people claims.
Right.
And profit is their objective, the bottom line, and they are in business to make money, like Republicans are always saying. Well, they have a right to make a profit, even though they take your premiums, your high premiums, okay, and stiff you every time. They justify that. That's like buying a car. That's like going to a sleazy American car dealer, purchasing a new, let's say, Chevy Impala, and finding out that there's no engine under the hood because of a disclaimer. All right, similar. Right?
Or that commercial on television. You see that commercial where the guy offers the little girl, you want a pony? He gives her a toy. And then he asks the other little girl, you want a pony? And a big pony comes out, a real live one.
A real live pony.
And the other poor kid that's got the toy, you didn't say it was a real pony. Hey, you didn't ask.
Yeah, and the fat little boy that with the fire engine, the truck, and he takes the truck away and gives them a cardboard cutout, and the kid says, "This is a piece of junk."
Piece of crap.
Piece of crap, whatever. Anyway, this is under Republicans, under conservative Republicans, businesses that are deregulated right away. They sure love to deregulate big business when Republicans take over, are allowed to do anything they want to the consumer.
Well, didn't you know that the financial meltdown was a government problem?
Yeah.
Because they didn't deregulate enough? Didn't you know that?
They didn't deregulate enough.
Yes, of course.
Now, I hear they want to make cuts in
nothing to do with greed and crooks and the banks and everything. Nah. It's the government's fault.
Well, I can't wait until Michael Moore's Capitalism, a Love Story. Capitalism, a Love Story comes out.
It was premiered on yesterday.
About the banks.
Yesterday.
Probably credit card companies.
Yeah.
Now, so I heard they want to make cuts now in Medicare. They want to make cuts in Medicare, aside from not offering a public option for health care reform.
Yeah. Well, what do you want? You want them to rescind Bush's tax cuts on the rich? Come on.
Yes.
What's the matter with you?
Of course I do.
Well, they don't want to do that.
Well, the rich can afford to definitely...
The rich can afford a lot.
They can afford to pay higher taxes to take care of the poor.
And they can also afford to make the economy good, because at all times in our history, when the rich paid their fair share, our economy bustled.
Okay.
You see.
Well,
and this is in this is not what the Freemanites, of course, believe. They believe all the tax cuts will make job creation and everything. Well, it hasn't done it in the last 8 years.
You're talking about trickle-down economics? It doesn't happen. They create jobs in China and India. Cheap labor. Or they would bring back slavery in a heartbeat if they can. Actually, slaves would be cheaper than android robots. I think corporations would go for slavery if they can get away with it.
And no vote for the women, too.
No vote for women.
Yeah. And only property owners and the rich could have the vote.
So, again, I say, like I do every single week, where do the conservative Republicans, career elitist politicians, where do they expect the indigent, uninsured, and the poor to get their health care from? You have to have a job to be able to afford to pay for so-called adequate health care. They want people to go to the private sector and have health insurance from an insurance company. They do not want the public option. They do not want national health care. If a person doesn't have a job because the jobs are all being outsourced and they can't find one, then how do they pay for the health care? They have a choice. Either pay their rent or pay their health insurance premiums.
If they're lucky to have the money to pay the rent.
If they're lucky to have the money. Now, like little Jimmy Pesto said to me last night, what do? They wanna fine the poor for not having health care. Washington does. I don't know if it's the Democrats, the Republicans, or both together, because they're up each other's ass, by the way, with this bipartisanship crap. Now, how does a poor person pay the fine for not having a health insurance plan, for not buying their own health insurance? They're going to get fined like $4,000, give or take?
I think that doesn't happen. That's not an individual thing. I think that goes to the company. If the company doesn't provide you with it.
You mean the employer?
Yeah.
But you have to have an employer. So that means that
that means you have
to have a job, right?
Exactly.
So they're not going to find the poor.
22 in everything that you're thinking about right now.
They're not going to find
the this is what you call dependency.
Oh, it totally pisses me off.
The Republicans will always scream and yell about people on welfare and Social Security and things are dependent on government. But they say nothing about this, what you're talking about, dependency on the corporation.
Right.
Now, if we must have a dependency, which obviously we seem to, I mean, you can't do without the job, you got to have some way to provide for your living. So if we cannot do without dependency on one or the other, government or corporation, whom would you rather be dependent on? A corporation who can do anything it wants, anytime, get rid of you, move overseas, or the government which you are a part of. And theoretically you have the ability to change things within the government. So whom would you rather be dependent upon?
True.
The government.
The government, of course.
Certainly.
The privatization, time after time, has failed. Multitudes.
Well, it hasn't failed for those on the top. But that's what it's all about.
The people that rake in the profits, it doesn't fail for them. It fails for the...
For instance.
Like the soldiers.
For instance, you'll see like a CEO will get golden parachutes. He will get his big paychecks.
Right.
And he will protect his pension. Will be part of a contract where you cannot touch my pension. But the little guy's pension, they can chop it up. They can do anything they want to it.
Yeah.
And they have been.
It's a shame. It's really a sad situation, and it's no longer liberal versus conservative because
it's money.
It's human. Money. It's the evils of human nature, the sins of human nature, and the love of money.
Love of money,
which is idolatry, and you know, it's apparent that the Democrats that we have elected are really not liberal, but they're moderate to conservative, blue dog, backstabbing traitors that have crawled up the asses of corporate America, the insurance companies in this case, along with the conservative Republicans. They're having one big orgy there, one big slumber party with the
at our expense,
at the expense of the taxpayer. I still say senators making well over 100 to 150 grand a year can pay for their own health insurance and their own retirement pension.
I believe they make more than that.
Yeah, they make more than that, not on the backs of the taxpayers. Thank you.